All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're embarking on a bit of a culinary journey, one that is going to completely demystify German cooking instructions for you. Because whether you're trying to decode an old family recipe or you're just navigating a bustling kitchen in Berlin, understanding exactly how to give and follow directions is an absolute must. So here's a fun question to kick things off. How do we actually tell someone to, say, chop the onions in German without sounding like a total dictator? Giving commands in a new language can honestly feel a little blunt or intimidating sometimes. But today, we're going to learn how to make it sound incredibly natural, efficient, and perfectly appropriate for the kitchen. Here's our menu for today. We'll explore the German kitchen, master the imperative form, tackle a few special rules, practice writing a recipe, and finally, look at how to politely order at a restaurant.
Section 1. The German kitchen. It's time to do our mise en place and gather up our essential vocabulary. Before we can even think about cooking, we've got to know our ingredients and tools. We're talking Tomaten, tomatoes, and the Messer, or knife you'd use to slice them up. You've also got Zwiebel for onion, Topf for pot, and of course, verbs for our cooking methods, like kochen for boil and schneiden for cut. These are basically the core building blocks of any German recipe.
Moving right along to Section 2, Mastering the Imperative Form. Now we actually get to command these ingredients. This is where the grammar gets really fun.
So what exactly is the imperative? Simply put, it's your go-to grammatical form for giving instructions, commands, or even polite requests. It's highly action-oriented. It's exactly what you use when you want to tell someone to pass the salt, to watch out for a hot stove, or to bake a cake for exactly 30 minutes. Let's look at what we like to call the rule of 3. The coolest thing here is how we drop the pronoun for casual situations. If you're talking to a friend using du or a group using ihr, the pronoun just vanishes. So for kochen, to cook, you just say koch to a friend or kocht to your group of friends. But if you're speaking formally to someone, you hold on to that pronoun and say kochen Sie.
Now here is a super common trap you want to avoid. If you literally translate and say du schneid die Tomaten, it sounds incredibly clunky. To sound like a natural speaker, you have to completely chop off the word du and that est ending. Just say schneid die Tomaten. Boom, short, punchy, and perfectly German.
Section 3. Special imperative rules. Because, let's be real, it wouldn't be German grammar without a few special exceptions, right?
Just like improvising a recipe, sometimes you've got to go off book. Some verbs totally change their vowels. Take essen to eat, it completely morphs into is. And verbs that usually have an umlaut, they happily drop those two little dots in the command form, so fahren just becomes far. Oh, and you absolutely have to memorize the wildcards, like sein becoming sei, which is exactly what you'd use to say sei vorsichtig, be careful.
And you're going to love how this works with separable verbs. It's literally like chopping a carrot. You slice the prefix off the verb and toss it all the way to the very end of the instruction. It's such a uniquely German feature. So, to turn on the stove, anmachen, you say mach den Herd on. The action starts it off, and the prefix on elegantly finishes the sentence. Okay, but what if you need to tell someone what not to do? Well, you have to carefully choose between nicht and kein. Use nicht to negate actions, like iss nicht so schnell, don't eat so fast. But if you're cooking up a vegetarian dish and want to tell someone to skip the meat, you use kein, saying nimm kein Fleisch.
All right, Section 4, Writing a German Recipe. It's time to put all this grammar prep into action and actually sequence a recipe.
Every good recipe needs structure, and these sequencing words are literally the secret sauce. Without words like zuerst for first or zum Schluss for finally, a recipe is basically just a chaotic list of shouts. These words guide the cook smoothly and logically from the cutting board straight to the dining table. Let's look at a simple tomato rice dish. Watch how these informal do imperatives completely come to life. Wasch den Reis, schneid die Tomaten, erhitz das Öl, gib die Zwiebel dazu. Every single step kicks off with a strong, clear action verb. It is so incredibly satisfying to see this grammar working seamlessly in a real-world scenario. Section 5. Ordering at a restaurant. Let's take these skills out of the kitchen for a bit. Because honestly, unless you're the head chef, you really shouldn't be barking kitchen commands at the waitstaff. Here's your essential guest toolkit. You'll need to ask for die Speisekarte, the menu. You'll chat with der Kellner, the waiter. And at the end of an amazing meal, you'll definitely need die Rechnung, the bill.
When you actually order, notice how we shift gears. We ditch the direct kitchen commands for a much softer, way more polite phrase, ich hätte gern, I would like to have. So instead of commanding the waiter to bring you curry, you say, ich hätte gern das Gemüsecurry. It instantly makes you a polite, respectful guest.
And when you do need to make a request, remember the magic word bitte. Pair that with the formal Sie imperative and your interactions will be flawless. The waitstaff might use it to say, nehmen Sie bitte Platz, to offer you a seat. And you can politely request the bill by saying, bringen Sie mir bitte die Rechnung. It's all about mutual respect.
If you want to keep leveling up these essential skills, definitely check out the Source app for this explainer at www.fallowdown.app. Because really, learning grammar is exactly like cooking. The more time you spend practicing in the kitchen, the better your final dish is going to turn out.
So I'm going to leave you with this thought. Picture your absolute favorite meal in the whole world. Now ask yourself, how would you write its very first cooking step using the German imperative? Would you use du, ihr, or sie? Try figuring it out and take that very first step toward becoming a bilingual chef.